Sunlight penetrates the water's surface, illuminating the vibrant colors of a coral reef. The scene establishes an inviting and enchanting atmosphere for exploring the underwater world. The coral reef serves as a vibrant ecosystem, teeming with diverse marine life. The early morning light enhances the natural beauty and tranquility of the underwater environment. Coral reef systems are characterized by diverse structures and vibrant colors. These ecosystems exhibit a vastness that supports a wide array of marine life. The structural complexity of coral reefs provides habitats for numerous species. Coral reefs are among the most biodiverse ecosystems on Earth. These underwater environments are essential for marine biodiversity and ecological balance. Coral reefs support a high abundance of marine life. The complex structure of coral provides shelter and breeding grounds for fish. Coral reefs are biodiversity hotspots in the marine environment. Symbiotic relationships between coral and algae are crucial for reef health. Coral reefs act as natural barriers, protecting coastlines from erosion. Various fish species contribute to the health and maintenance of coral reefs. Coral reefs are often referred to as the rainforests of the sea due to their high biodiversity. Coral reefs are ecologically significant, supporting a vast array of marine species. The structural complexity of coral reefs provides habitats and shelter for numerous organisms. Coral reefs play a crucial role in marine ecosystems, contributing to overall ocean health. Clownfish and anemones exhibit a symbiotic relationship within coral reef ecosystems. The anemone provides shelter and protection for the clownfish from predators. In return, the clownfish helps to keep the anemone clean and may provide nutrients. This mutualistic interaction enhances the survival of both species in the reef environment. Symbiotic relationships are common and crucial for maintaining the biodiversity of coral reefs. Seahorses are unique marine fish characterized by their equine appearance. They inhabit tropical and temperate waters, often found in coral reefs and seagrass beds. Seahorses have a prehensile tail used to grasp onto objects, preventing them from being swept away by currents. The male seahorse carries the eggs in a brood pouch, making them unique among fish species. Seahorses are slow swimmers, relying on camouflage to avoid predators and ambush prey. Coral reefs provide essential food and shelter for a diverse range of marine animals. Sea turtles are among the larger marine animals that rely on coral reefs for sustenance and protection. The health and biodiversity of coral reefs directly impact the survival of dependent species. Marine ecosystems are interconnected, and the loss of coral reefs can trigger cascading effects throughout the food web. Reef ecosystems are maintained by various organisms that clean coral. Certain fish species remove algae and parasites from coral surfaces. Invertebrates such as shrimp also contribute to reef health by removing debris. This symbiotic relationship helps prevent coral diseases and promotes growth. The cleaning process ensures the coral's ability to thrive in its environment. Octopuses possess specialized pigment-containing cells called chromatophores in their skin. These chromatophores are controlled by the nervous system, allowing for rapid color changes. Color change serves as a camouflage mechanism, enabling octopuses to blend seamlessly with their surroundings. Octopus color changes also function in communication, expressing emotions and intentions to other octopuses. The complexity of octopus color change involves intricate interactions between skin cells, muscles, and the nervous system. This adaptation highlights the unique survival strategies and behavioral complexity of reef-dwelling creatures. Transparent jellyfish exemplify the diverse life forms inhabiting coral reefs. Jellyfish transparency is an adaptation for camouflage and predator avoidance. The jellyfish body consists of a bell-shaped structure and trailing tentacles. Tentacles are equipped with stinging cells called nematocysts, used for prey capture. Jellyfish movement is achieved through rhythmic pulsations of the bell. Jellyfish contribute to the marine ecosystem as both predators and prey. Reef sharks represent apex predators within the coral reef ecosystem. The presence of reef sharks indicates a healthy and balanced marine environment. As apex predators, reef sharks help regulate populations of other marine species. Reef sharks contribute to the overall biodiversity and resilience of coral reef ecosystems. Coral reefs provide sustenance and economic opportunities for millions of people globally. These underwater ecosystems are essential sources of food for coastal communities worldwide. Coral reefs support local economies through fishing, tourism, and related industries. Sustainable management of coral reefs is crucial for ensuring long-term benefits for both people and the environment. The intricate biodiversity of coral reefs underpins their capacity to provide essential ecosystem services. Protecting coral reefs is vital for maintaining global food security and supporting the livelihoods of vulnerable populations. Coral reefs provide economic support to coastal communities through fishing. Fishermen depend on the health and abundance of coral reefs for their livelihoods. Sustainable fishing practices are essential for maintaining the long-term economic benefits of coral reefs. The economic value of coral reefs extends beyond fishing to include tourism and coastal protection. Protecting coral reefs ensures continued economic opportunities for future generations in coastal areas. Coral reefs provide natural protection to coastlines against storms and erosion. The complex structure of coral reefs acts as a buffer, reducing wave energy before it reaches the shore. Reefs minimize coastal erosion by stabilizing sediment and preventing the removal of sand from beaches. Healthy reef ecosystems are essential for maintaining the integrity and resilience of coastal environments. Coral reefs provide habitat for 25% of all marine fish species. The complex structure of coral reefs offers shelter and breeding grounds for numerous marine organisms. Reef ecosystems support a high level of biodiversity in a relatively small area. Small reef creatures, such as invertebrates and juvenile fish, are integral to the reef's food web. The health of coral reefs is crucial for maintaining global marine biodiversity. Coral bleaching is a stress response in corals that leads to the loss of symbiotic algae. Stressors such as rising ocean temperatures can cause corals to expel the algae living in their tissues. The loss of algae causes corals to turn white, hence the term coral bleaching. Coral bleaching weakens corals, making them more susceptible to disease and death. Plastic debris in marine environments poses a significant threat to coral reef ecosystems. Entanglement in plastic waste can cause physical harm and mortality to marine organisms. Ingestion of microplastics leads to bioaccumulation of toxins within the marine food web. Plastic pollution disrupts the natural balance of coral reef ecosystems, impacting biodiversity. Chemicals leaching from plastic can alter water quality and harm sensitive coral species. Reducing plastic consumption and improving waste management are crucial for protecting coral reefs. Volunteers are actively involved in cleaning reefs to aid in the conservation of these delicate ecosystems. The removal of debris from reefs is a crucial step in maintaining the health and biodiversity of marine life. Conservation efforts are essential for protecting reefs from the detrimental effects of pollution and climate change. Protecting reefs ensures the survival of countless marine species and supports the overall health of the ocean. Healthy coral reefs are vibrant ecosystems teeming with diverse marine life. These underwater habitats support a complex food web, from microscopic organisms to large predators. Coral reefs provide shelter and breeding grounds for a vast array of marine species. The structural complexity of coral reefs enhances biodiversity and ecological stability. Healthy coral reefs contribute significantly to coastal protection and tourism revenue. Sunlight penetrates the water, creating a visually stunning display. A school of fish moves in unison, exhibiting synchronized behavior. The slow-motion movement enhances the visual impact and sense of tranquility. The interplay of light and shadow creates a hopeful atmosphere. The underwater environment provides a unique perspective on collective animal behavior. Coral reefs support a diverse array of marine life through complex, symbiotic relationships. Many reef fish exhibit specialized feeding behaviors, contributing to nutrient cycling and reef health. Predator-prey interactions shape population dynamics and maintain balance within the reef ecosystem. Coral provides shelter and breeding grounds for numerous marine species, enhancing biodiversity. Mutualistic relationships such as those between clownfish and sea anemones, enhance survival for both species. The health of a coral reef is indicative of overall ocean health and environmental stability. Coral polyps are individual, tiny organisms that form the structural units of coral reefs. Each polyp secretes a calcium carbonate skeleton, gradually building the reef structure over time. The tentacles of coral polyps capture plankton and other small organisms for nutrition. Symbiotic algae within polyp tissues provide energy through photosynthesis, crucial for coral survival. Coral growth is a slow biological process that occurs over extended periods. The process involves the deposition of calcium carbonate by coral polyps to form the coral skeleton. Environmental factors such as water temperature and light availability significantly influence coral growth rates. Time-lapse photography visually demonstrates the gradual development and expansion of coral colonies. Coral species exhibit diverse forms, including branching, plate, and massive structures. Branching corals are characterized by their tree-like structure, providing complex habitats for marine life. Plate corals grow in flat, layered formations, maximizing surface area for sunlight absorption. Massive corals form large, boulder-like structures, providing a stable foundation for reef ecosystems. The structural diversity of corals supports a wide range of marine biodiversity. Nutrient cycling in a reef ecosystem involves the continuous exchange of essential elements among organisms and the environment. Decomposers break down organic matter, releasing nutrients back into the water column for uptake by primary producers. Primary producers, such as algae and phytoplankton, absorb dissolved nutrients to fuel photosynthesis and growth. Herbivores consume primary producers, transferring nutrients up the food web. Carnivores consume herbivores and other carnivores, further distributing nutrients throughout the reef ecosystem. Nutrient cycling maintains the health and productivity of the coral reef ecosystem. Coral reefs exhibit complex predator-prey relationships that maintain ecological balance. Predators employ diverse hunting strategies to capture prey within the reef environment. Prey species have evolved various defense mechanisms to avoid predation. The abundance and distribution of predators and prey are interconnected, influencing population dynamics. These interactions contribute to the overall health and resilience of the coral reef ecosystem. Symbiosis describes mutually beneficial relationships between different species in an ecosystem. Mutualistic relationships provide each species with resources or protection, enhancing their survival. The cleaning symbiosis involves one species removing parasites from another, benefiting both parties. These symbiotic partnerships are crucial for maintaining the health and stability of marine ecosystems. Algae form the base of the coral reef food web, providing energy to numerous organisms. Through photosynthesis, algae convert sunlight into essential nutrients for reef inhabitants. Algae contribute significantly to oxygen production in the reef environment. Certain algae species have a symbiotic relationship with corals, providing them with vital nutrients. The health and abundance of algae directly impact the overall biodiversity and resilience of coral reef ecosystems. Coral reefs play a significant role in carbon sequestration within marine ecosystems. Reef-building corals extract dissolved carbon dioxide from seawater to build their calcium carbonate skeletons. The carbon stored in coral skeletons remains sequestered for extended periods, reducing atmospheric carbon dioxide levels. Coral reef ecosystems contribute to global carbon cycling by acting as a natural carbon sink. Healthy coral reefs enhance carbon sequestration, while degraded reefs release stored carbon back into the environment. Reefs dissipate wave energy through friction and redirection. The complex structure of reefs increases friction, slowing down wave speed. Reefs redirect wave energy away from the coastline. Wave energy dissipation reduces coastal erosion. Healthy reefs provide a natural barrier against storm surges. Reef degradation reduces their ability to protect coastlines. Coral reefs serve as essential habitats for a diverse range of marine life. The complex structure of coral provides shelter and protection from predators. Many marine species rely on coral reefs for food sources and sustenance. Symbiotic relationships between coral and algae are crucial for reef health and productivity. Coral reefs support a complex food web, contributing to overall marine biodiversity. Coral spawning events are critical for the maintenance and recovery of coral reef ecosystems. These spawning events involve the synchronized release of eggs and sperm into the water. Successful fertilization leads to the formation of coral larvae, which eventually settle and grow into new coral colonies. Environmental stressors can significantly impact coral spawning success and overall reef health. Coral larvae disperse to new locations via ocean currents. Dispersal is a critical phase in the coral life cycle, enabling colonization of new habitats. Ocean currents facilitate the long-distance transport of coral larvae. Larval dispersal helps maintain genetic diversity among coral populations. Successful dispersal is influenced by factors such as current strength, larval survival, and suitable settlement substrate. Certain coral reefs exhibit resilience to environmental changes, maintaining vibrant ecosystems despite external stressors. Resilient reefs often possess unique genetic adaptations that enhance their tolerance to temperature fluctuations and ocean acidification. Symbiotic algae within coral tissues play a crucial role in reef resilience, providing essential nutrients even under stressful conditions. Conservation efforts focused on protecting resilient reefs can aid in the recovery and restoration of degraded coral ecosystems. Ocean acidification primarily impacts coral structures, leading to their degradation. Increased levels of carbon dioxide in the ocean drive the process of acidification. Acidification reduces the availability of carbonate ions, essential for coral skeleton formation. Weakened coral structures are more susceptible to erosion and physical damage. The degradation of coral reefs disrupts marine ecosystems and biodiversity. Ocean acidification poses a significant threat to marine environments globally. Sedimentation can smother coral reefs, blocking sunlight essential for photosynthesis. Increased sedimentation reduces water clarity, hindering the ability of corals to obtain nutrients. Sediment deposition physically damages coral tissues, leading to coral stress and mortality. Sedimentation disrupts the delicate balance of coral reef ecosystems, impacting biodiversity and overall health. Bottom trawling involves dragging heavy nets across the seafloor, causing widespread habitat destruction. Blast fishing uses explosives to stun or kill fish, resulting in indiscriminate damage to marine ecosystems. Cyanide fishing involves releasing cyanide into coral reefs to stun fish for easy capture, poisoning the reef ecosystem. These destructive fishing methods reduce biodiversity and disrupt the delicate balance of marine food webs. The long-term consequences of destructive fishing include habitat degradation, reduced fish stocks, and economic losses for coastal communities. Pollution runoff from land negatively impacts underwater ecosystems. Fertilizers and pesticides in runoff can cause algal blooms, depleting oxygen levels in the water. Industrial waste and sewage contribute to chemical contamination, harming marine organisms. Plastic pollution accumulates in the ocean, posing a threat to marine life through entanglement and ingestion. Climate change significantly impacts coral reef ecosystems. Rising ocean temperatures cause coral bleaching, weakening the reef structure. Ocean acidification reduces the ability of corals to build and maintain their skeletons. Increased frequency and intensity of storms damage coral reefs. Loss of coral reefs leads to a decline in marine biodiversity. Protecting coral reefs requires global efforts to reduce carbon emissions and pollution. Rising sea temperatures cause coral bleaching, a process where corals expel symbiotic algae. The expulsion of algae deprives corals of essential nutrients, leading to their starvation and potential death. Prolonged coral bleaching can severely damage reef ecosystems, impacting marine biodiversity. Ocean warming, driven by climate change, is the primary cause of increased coral bleaching events globally. Coral restoration involves active human intervention to rehabilitate damaged coral reefs. One method involves growing coral fragments in nurseries before transplanting them to degraded reef areas. Coral nurseries provide a safe environment for coral fragments to grow and mature. Transplanting mature corals helps to re-establish reef structure and biodiversity. Artificial reef structures can provide a foundation for coral growth and habitat for marine life. Successful coral restoration enhances reef resilience and supports marine ecosystems. Coral nurseries play a crucial role in reef restoration efforts. These nurseries provide a safe environment for coral fragments to grow before being transplanted to damaged reefs. Coral fragments are carefully selected and propagated to maximize genetic diversity and resilience. The transplantation process involves attaching nursery-grown corals to degraded reef areas. Coral nurseries contribute to the long-term recovery and health of coral reef ecosystems. Coral outplanting is a reef restoration process involving transplanting nursery-raised corals onto degraded reef sites. The process begins with cultivating coral fragments in nurseries to promote growth and resilience. Outplanting involves securing the nursery-raised corals to the reef substrate, using specialized adhesives or anchoring techniques. Regular monitoring and maintenance are essential to ensure the long-term survival and growth of outplanted corals. Coral reef health can be monitored through visual surveys to assess coral cover and bleaching. Water quality parameters such as temperature, salinity, and nutrient levels are key indicators of reef health. Coral tissue samples can be analyzed to detect diseases and assess physiological stress. Underwater photography and videography provide a record of reef conditions over time. Benthic surveys quantify the abundance and diversity of organisms living on the seafloor. Remote sensing technologies, such as satellite imagery, can monitor large-scale changes in reef health. Marine protected areas, MPAs, are designated regions in oceans or coastal areas. MPAs aim to conserve marine biodiversity and protect vulnerable species. These areas help to maintain healthy ecosystems and support sustainable fisheries. Effective MPAs management involves monitoring, enforcement, and community engagement. MPAs contribute to climate resilience by protecting carbon-sequestering habitats like mangroves and seagrass beds. Sustainable tourism minimizes environmental impact by reducing pollution and conserving resources. Eco-friendly accommodations utilize renewable energy and waste reduction strategies. Responsible wildlife interactions ensure minimal disturbance to marine ecosystems. Supporting local communities through tourism boosts economic sustainability. Education and awareness programs promote responsible behavior among tourists. Sustainable diving practices protect fragile coral reefs from physical damage. Local communities play a vital role in the success of underwater conservation efforts. Community-based conservation initiatives foster stewardship and sustainable resource management. Education and awareness programs empower local populations to protect marine environments. Collaborative partnerships between communities, scientists, and organizations enhance conservation outcomes. Government regulations play a crucial role in protecting coral reefs from various threats. Regulations limit activities such as overfishing, which can disrupt the delicate balance of reef ecosystems. Pollution from industrial and agricultural runoff is controlled through government-mandated environmental standards. Coastal development near reefs is carefully managed to minimize habitat destruction and sedimentation. Effective enforcement of regulations is essential to ensure the long-term health and resilience of coral reefs. International collaboration is crucial for effective coral reef conservation. Shared research and data are fundamental to understanding coral reef ecosystems. Joint funding initiatives support large-scale coral restoration projects. Coordinated conservation efforts enhance the resilience of coral reefs against global threats. Policy alignment across nations is essential for creating marine protected areas. Global partnerships facilitate the sharing of best practices in coral reef management. Reducing carbon footprint is vital for the health and preservation of coral reefs. Transportation choices significantly impact carbon emissions, affecting marine environments. Sustainable energy sources offer a pathway to decrease carbon emissions and protect coral ecosystems. Reducing meat consumption can lower carbon footprint and promote healthier oceans. Sustainable seafood choices are essential for maintaining healthy reef ecosystems. Overfishing and destructive fishing practices can severely damage coral reefs and deplete fish populations. Choosing sustainably sourced seafood helps protect marine biodiversity and supports responsible fishing communities. Certification labels provide consumers with a reliable way to identify and select sustainable seafood options. Plastic pollution poses a significant threat to the health and biodiversity of coral reef ecosystems. Reducing plastic use helps to minimize the physical damage and chemical contamination of coral reefs. Decreased plastic waste leads to improved water quality, benefiting coral growth and resilience. Less plastic ingestion by marine life supports a healthier food chain within the coral reef ecosystem. Sustainable practices in waste management are essential for the long-term preservation of coral reefs. Supporting organizations dedicated to coral reef protection is crucial for marine biodiversity. Coral reefs provide habitats for a vast array of marine species, supporting complex food webs. These organizations actively work to reduce pollution, combat climate change, and promote sustainable fishing practices. Donations and volunteer efforts directly contribute to the restoration and conservation of damaged reefs. Effective conservation strategies include establishing marine protected areas and implementing coral farming techniques. Supporting these efforts helps ensure the long-term health and resilience of coral reef ecosystems worldwide. Educating the public is crucial for effective coral reef conservation. Increased awareness leads to more responsible behavior towards marine ecosystems. Educational initiatives can promote sustainable practices among local communities. Sharing knowledge about the ecological importance of coral reefs can inspire conservation efforts. Effective communication strategies are essential for conveying the urgency of coral reef protection. Long-term conservation success depends on fostering a sense of stewardship and responsibility. Scientific research plays a crucial role in understanding the complex ecosystems of coral reefs. Research helps identify threats to reefs, such as pollution, climate change, and destructive fishing practices. Scientists study coral biology and physiology to develop strategies for reef restoration and conservation. Monitoring programs track reef health over time, providing data for informed management decisions. Research informs the development of sustainable tourism practices that minimize impact on reefs. Collaborative research efforts are essential for effective reef conservation on a global scale. Autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, are deployed for comprehensive reef monitoring, collecting data on coral health and water quality. High-resolution imaging techniques, including photogrammetry, create detailed 3D models of coral reefs for accurate assessment and change detection. Robotic coral transplantation devices facilitate the efficient and precise relocation of coral fragments to degraded reef areas. Acoustic monitoring systems track marine life activity and environmental conditions, providing insights into reef ecosystem dynamics. 3D printed reef structures offer a customizable and ecologically friendly substrate for coral colonization and reef restoration. AI-powered data analysis tools process vast data sets from reef monitoring systems, identifying patterns and predicting ecosystem changes. Long-term monitoring data is crucial for assessing the overall health and resilience of coral reef ecosystems. Consistent data collection reveals trends in coral cover, biodiversity, and water quality, indicating reef health. Monitoring programs track key indicators such as coral bleaching events, disease outbreaks, and the presence of invasive species. Analyzing long-term data helps scientists and conservationists understand the impacts of climate change and other stressors on reef ecosystems. Climate modeling predicts future impacts on coral reefs by simulating various environmental conditions. These models incorporate factors such as ocean temperature, acidity, and pollution levels to forecast coral bleaching events. By analyzing model outputs, scientists can assess the vulnerability of different coral species to climate change. Climate models help inform conservation strategies aimed at mitigating the effects of climate change on coral reef ecosystems. Understanding these impacts is crucial for preserving coral reefs and the biodiversity they support. Genetic diversity is crucial for the resilience and survival of coral populations. Greater genetic variation allows corals to adapt to changing environmental conditions, such as rising ocean temperatures. Coral reefs with high genetic diversity are more resistant to diseases and environmental stressors. Genetic diversity enhances a coral population's ability to recover from disturbances like storms or bleaching events. Maintaining genetic diversity requires protecting a wide range of coral species and their habitats. Conservation efforts focused on preserving genetic diversity can improve the long-term health and stability of coral reef ecosystems. Coral adaptation involves physiological and behavioral adjustments to survive changing environmental conditions. Increased ocean temperatures can cause coral bleaching, where corals expel symbiotic algae, leading to starvation. Some coral species exhibit thermal tolerance, allowing them to withstand higher temperatures without bleaching. Coral adaptation can also involve changes in skeletal density and growth rates in response to ocean acidification. Relocation and assisted evolution are strategies to enhance coral resilience in the face of climate change. Disease resistance is a critical factor determining coral survival in reef ecosystems. Corals with stronger immune responses are more likely to withstand pathogen outbreaks. Genetic diversity within coral populations enhances overall resilience to disease. Environmental stressors can weaken coral immunity, increasing susceptibility to diseases. Understanding disease resistance mechanisms is crucial for coral reef conservation and restoration efforts. Nutrient pollution in coastal waters can be reduced by improving wastewater treatment processes. Implementing agricultural best management practices minimizes nutrient runoff from farms. Restoring coastal wetlands and oyster reefs helps naturally filter excess nutrients from the water. Reducing fertilizer use on lawns and gardens prevents excess nutrients from entering waterways. Erosion control measures are implemented to protect reefs from sediment, runoff, and physical damage. Artificial reefs and breakwaters can dissipate wave energy, reducing coastal erosion and protecting natural reefs. Reef restoration projects stabilize damaged reef structures and promote coral growth through various techniques. Vegetation planting along coastlines helps to stabilize sediment and prevent erosion from reaching the reef ecosystem. Sustainable agricultural practices minimize harmful runoff into aquatic ecosystems. Reduced fertilizer use is a key component of sustainable agriculture, preventing nutrient pollution. Cover cropping helps to prevent soil erosion and nutrient loss, improving water quality. Implementing buffer zones along waterways filters pollutants and protects aquatic habitats. Integrated pest management reduces the need for harmful pesticides, safeguarding aquatic organisms. Wastewater treatment is crucial for protecting coral reef ecosystems. Untreated wastewater introduces harmful pollutants that damage coral reefs. Wastewater treatment removes pollutants, preventing reef degradation and promoting healthy coral growth. Effective wastewater treatment reduces nutrient overload, preventing algal blooms that suffocate coral. Properly treated wastewater minimizes the spread of diseases that can decimate coral populations. Investing in wastewater treatment infrastructure is essential for preserving the biodiversity and ecological integrity of coral reefs. Coastal zone management integrates ecological, economic, and social considerations for sustainable development. Effective strategies include protecting natural habitats like mangroves and coral reefs to enhance coastal resilience. Implementing zoning regulations and building codes minimizes the impact of human activities on coastal ecosystems. Restoring degraded coastal areas, such as wetlands and dunes, improves natural defenses against storms and sea level rise. Community engagement and education are crucial for promoting responsible stewardship of coastal resources. Integrated ecosystem management emphasizes the interconnectedness of all components within an environment. This approach considers the effects of human activities on the environment as a whole. Effective management strategies require collaboration among various stakeholders. Sustainable practices ensure long-term health and resilience of the ecosystem. Monitoring and adaptive management are crucial for responding to changing environmental conditions. Protecting biodiversity is essential for maintaining ecosystem services and overall stability. Economic incentives can encourage coral reef conservation by aligning financial gains with environmental protection. Tourism revenue tied to reef health provides a direct financial incentive for local communities to protect coral ecosystems. Sustainable fishing practices incentivized by higher market prices for responsibly sourced seafood, support long-term reef health. Government subsidies and grants can promote the adoption of eco-friendly technologies and practices in reef-dependent industries. Carbon offsetting programs linked to coral reef restoration projects offer financial incentives for businesses to reduce their carbon footprint. Payment for ecosystem services, PES. Schemes compensate providers for managing ecosystems to deliver specific services. PES schemes can support sustainable fisheries by incentivizing responsible fishing practices. Watershed protection is often supported through PES, compensating landowners for maintaining forests that ensure clean water supply. Effective PES schemes require clear agreements, monitoring, and enforcement to ensure ecosystem services are maintained. Ecotourism revenue plays a vital role in funding marine conservation efforts. Tourism fees are directly allocated to the protection and restoration of underwater habitats. Sustainable tourism practice ensure minimal environmental impact on fragile marine écosystèmes. Ecotourism supports local communities by creating jobs and promoting environmental stewardship. Revenue from diving and snorkeling activities contributes to ongoing research and monitoring of marine biodiversity. Effective management of ecotourism revenue enhances the long-term health and resilience of underwater ecosystems. Reef-friendly products help preserve the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. Conventional products often contain chemicals harmful to coral reefs and marine organisms. Reef-safe alternatives avoid these harmful chemicals, promoting a healthier environment for marine life. Choosing reef-friendly products supports the long-term health and resilience of coral reefs. Maintaining neutral buoyancy prevents contact with and damage to fragile coral reefs. Proper finning techniques minimize disturbance of the seabed and marine life. Avoiding single-use plastics and properly disposing of any waste protects marine ecosystems. Using reef-safe sunscreen protects coral from harmful chemical pollutants. Respecting marine life by observing from a distance avoids stressing or disrupting natural behaviors. Supporting local conservation efforts and eco-friendly dive operators promotes sustainable tourism. Responsible boating practices are essential for the preservation of coral reef ecosystems. Anchoring on coral reefs can cause significant physical damage and disrupt marine habitats. Using designated mooring buoys or sandy bottom anchoring prevents direct impact on coral formations. Awareness and education are key components of responsible boating near sensitive marine environments. Sustainable boating practices ensure the long-term health and resilience of coral reefs. Citizen science initiatives empower volunteers to actively participate in reef monitoring and data collection. Volunteers contribute by recording coral health, identifying species, and documenting environmental changes. Collected data is analyzed by scientists to assess reef health and inform conservation strategies. These initiatives provide valuable insights into the long-term trends and impacts on coral reef ecosystems. Citizen science enhances public awareness and promotes stewardship of marine environments. Coral reef conservation involves various strategies to protect and restore these vital marine ecosystems. Marine protected areas, MPAs, restrict human activities to safeguard coral reefs from overfishing and destructive practices. Coral nurseries cultivate coral fragments, which are then transplanted onto degraded reefs to accelerate recovery. Artificial reefs provide new substrates for coral colonization and create habitats for marine life. Reducing pollution and controlling coastal development are crucial for maintaining water quality and preventing coral bleaching. International collaborations and community engagement are essential for effective coral reef conservation on a global scale.